Our last topic of the day. Somebody. So I said something on yesterday's show that DLO didn't necessarily take too kindly to.
Opinion.
Well, if you know me, and Kev, I know you know me, and like if you're any of my friends, you know me personally, you know that I believe Klay Thompson is the most overrated basketball player to ever touch a basketball, and there's a reason to that. Now, I'm not taking away any of his shooting ability. Klay Thompson is the second greatest shooter of all time. Second, third, he's
Top
I
five.
put top five for sure. Wherever you put him, I'm not gonna argue. But he's the most overrated basketball player to ever touch a basketball. He was never a superstar. He was never a superstar. Let's just get that straight. He was never a superstar. He can be an all-star if he wants. That's cool, fine, dandy. For his shooting ability, that's cool. That's whatever. But Klay Thompson is never a player that you'd be able to put on his own team and he'd be able to take to the playoffs. Never was, never will be. Again, he had a huge part in the Warriors dynasty. He did, but all right, D'Lo, go ahead and take off.
Listen, there's a lot of stuff in there that I agreed with. I'm going to start with that, okay? You take Klay Thompson, you put him on his own. I don't think that he is leading a playoff team to the playoffs, right? I don't think maybe he can sneak in as like an 8 seed. Oh, this is prior to the play-in, okay?
Yeah.
Obviously, the play-in now, you only need to get to 10 and you have a chance. But prior to that, I don't know if he would be able to get there maybe as an 8 seed, okay? But we're going to sit here and act like prime Klay Thompson wasn't one of the best two-way guards in the league. We're going to sit here and act like he wasn't. He is a two-time all-defensive team player. Two-time, okay? He is a two-time all-NBA guard, okay? He is a 5-time All-Star. He's got a gold medal. Well, he's got 2 gold medals. He's got an Olympic gold medal and he's got a World Cup gold medal. He's got 4 titles. Okay. He's got the record for the most points in a single quarter. He's got 37 of them. Most NBA players can't score 37 points in a game. And he did that in 1 quarter. Okay. He is one of 3 players ever to have 300 threes, at least 300 threes in a season. At least. Okay? He's got the record for the most threes made in a game. So to sit here and tell me that Klay Thompson is the most overrated basketball player to ever touch a basketball, I can't go. I cannot go. And I want to hear your reasoning outside of the fact that if you put him by himself, he would not be able to lead a team. Because there are a lot of guys in the league that cannot do that we do not consider overrated. We saw that with Kyrie. We were just talking about him. You put Kyrie, he was in Boston. He's not taking his team anywhere. But we don't discredit Kyrie for that, right? Kyrie is not a 1 guy. He is a 2 or a 3. That's okay, right? Klay Thompson is not a number 1 guy. He is a 2 or a 3, and that is okay. That does not make him overrated for what he has accomplished. So I need to know. This is a guy that shoots 41% from 3 for his career all time. He's been in the league 12 years. He shoots 41%. I don't know. I don't know where this notion is coming from that he's the most overrated. So I'm just going to need you to explain it for me.
Okay. First of all, I want to say you said he was in his prime, he was one of the best two-way guards. First of all, you said he was 2-time all defensive NBA. He made it once in 2018. All NBA. He has 2 all NBAs. two All NBA. He's made All NBA team twice. I'm not taking anything away from his shooting ability. Yes, 41% is very, very good, especially over a span of 12 years, right? Klay Thompson is over, and the thing you said about Kyrie, I don't give him. I think Kyrie's overrated. Not in terms of his skill, his pure skill. He is the most skilled basketball player behind Kevin Durant that's ever touched a basketball. Skill wise, I'm not taking that away. In terms of impact, in terms of winning, Klay Thompson is the most overrated player that's ever touched a basketball. Like you said, because let me explain. You already mentioned my first one. If you put Klay Thompson on his own team, as he's the best player on that team is a lottery team. He's a lottery team. He's made an all-star team, right? Would he make an all-star team on his own? I highly doubt it. Would he make All-NBA on his own? I highly doubt it. Now, he may have won that All-NBA defensive award in 2018. He very well may have still won on his own. All these other accolades you're naming, especially the four-time NBA champ, because again, I mentioned it. I didn't mention it over the air, but I told you yet last night. His impact was overshadowed because when you're looking at the Warriors, you're not looking for Klay Thompson. You're looking for Kevin Durant. You're looking for Steph Curry. You're looking for, because even in 2022, he wasn't the third or fourth best player on his team. I can name 3 players that were better than him. I give you Andrew Wiggins. I could give you Jordan Poole on that team that were better than him. I give you Draymond Green that were better than him. Draymond Green has 3 different defensive player of the years. 3. If you put Draymond back on that team in 2016 and take Klay Thompson off in Game 6, they have a better chance of winning. They have a better chance of winning. Klay Thompson impact on the Warriors dynasty is severely overrated. 2014, he wasn't even the best second best player. There's a reason why Andre Iguodala won the Finals MVP. His impact on winning games. And then you said he's a top 15 shooting guard of all time. I can give you 15 shooting guards that are better than Klay Thompson right now.
You can.
I absolutely can. Do you want me to name them?
Go ahead.
All right.
Let's count
as a class. Let's count as a class. Ready? Let's count as a class. Number 1, Michael Jordan. 2, Kobe Bryant. 3, Dwayne Wade. 4, Allen Iverson. 5, James Harden. 6, George Gervin. 7, Jerry West. Right? 8, Clyde Drexler. We're at 8. Okay? 9, Reggie Miller. Stop me if 10, Ray Allen. 11, Manu Ginobili. 12, Vince Carter. 13, T-Mac. 14, Earl the Pearl Monroe. No, nothing? Nothing? And 15, Joe Dumars.
He's 100% better than the last 2 that you just named.
Who are the last 2 I just named? Joe Dumars and who else?
Joe Dumars and Earl. He's better than
Earl the Pearl Monroe.
Least.
Earl Monroe, that of all people.
Yep.
Let's take a look at Earl Monroe. Earl Monroe.
Take a look.
Hey, again, 4-time All-Star, NBA champ, NBA 75th anniversary team.
Okay.
That's something Klay Thompson does not have.
Okay.
Again, and that even that on its own. And you look, you're not gonna like me. You're not gonna like me for saying this. I have a very good argument that all time, take out the rings, Devin Booker is a better shooting guard than Klay Thompson. Devin Booker averaged 6 more points, He averaged 2 more assists, and he averaged 1 more rebound. He has an All-NBA team. He was top 5 in MVP voting. Klay Thompson doesn't have All-NBA first team. Klay Thompson has never been higher than 10 in MVP voting. Again, so there's no way that Klay Thompson is a top 10 shooting guard of all time. It's just not. It's just
not top 10. He's definitely top 15.
Top 15.
He's better than Earl.
15.
He's better than Joe Dumars. Realistically speaking, okay, minus the name factor, what difference is there between a Klay Thompson and a guy like Ray Allen and Reggie Miller?
Ray Allen, did you watch him in Seattle?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I did. I saw
and in Milwaukee.
Yes. Yeah. I'm talking. Okay, let me clarify. Boston, Ray Allen, and on. What is the difference?
Yeah, there's no difference. But we're not. We're talking about Ray Allen as a basketball player, not just his time in Boston.
Okay.
But when you put it like that, you have to bring back the what is it? The characteristics of his career. So
Reggie Miller,
to match Klay Thompson,
and
Reggie Miller Reggie Miller was the best player on his team.
I agree. But in terms of skill level and what they do, what is the difference between the two? They are both great 3-point shooters. And if you ask me, Klay is better defensively than Reggie Miller. Yes or no?
I agree.
Okay. In terms of shooting the basketball, I'm taking Reggie Miller.
Hold on. My bad. I thought you said Ray Allen. Reggie Miller is debatable. I thought you said Ray Allen. Reggie Miller is debatable.
Well, I did say Ray Allen, and then I realized for the first half of his career that Ray Allen was a dunker, and most people don't actually know that.
Nobody realizes that.
Nobody really notices that part.
Credit to you.
Yeah,
for sure.
I'm thinking because this is who I grew up watching. I grew up Boston and on Ray Allen, and that's where my mind is at. So we can gloss over Ray Allen because in the first half he was phenomenal. But in terms of what they do on the basketball floor, he's not all that different from Reggie Miller. I'm not saying that his greatness is similar to Reggie Miller. Obviously, it's not, right? As you mentioned, Reggie Miller is the number one guy who took his team through the East, right? With, Michael Jordan and the Knicks and all of those teams. But in terms of what they do on the basketball floor, they're not all that different. So to have Reggie Miller so far ahead of Klay Thompson when what they do is similar, I think is kind of weird to me, but I understand it. There's the name factor. There's the fact that he was competing against MJ, and that propels him. But to have Klay Thompson as low as he is, to me, is blasphemy. It is. I don't know.
I just gave you 15, 16 names that you could put over Klay Thompson of all time.
I'm putting him 13. For me,
I
have him above Booker. I have him above Earl, and I have him above Joe. I have him above all three of those players.
Why?
Okay, so for Earl, you mentioned NBA titles. He's got 1 to Klay's 4. Null and void. We talk about all-star appearances, right? That's what you said, all-star?
No, all-NBA.
Or all-NBA. Okay. Earl has what? You said 4?
No. Earl has, I think, 1. I'm pretty sure Earl has 1.
Earl has 1 all-NBA team.
Yes.
To Klay's 2.
Yes.
Okay. Null and void. What was the last one that you said? You said something else.
Oh yeah. Oh, the big boy. NBA 75th anniversary team. The 75 greatest players of all time.
Okay. How much of that is contributed to name factor?
That's none of my business. That's none of my business and what contributes to that 75th anniversary. All I know is NBA came up with the 75 best players. So Earl Monroe was on there.
I agree. I understand, but in terms of titles, in terms of all NBA, he has an all defensive team. I don't know if Earl has one. You didn't name it if he did. So in terms of accolade, Clay's better. So why are we sitting here and saying that just because he's on the all NBA 75 team, he's automatically better?
I mean,
Why are we saying
okay.
that?
Okay. Don't get me wrong. I'm also not just saying that, but again, Earl Monroe was, again, I personally didn't watch him. He played in the 60s, but again, these are guys that established themselves as stars on their team and had an impact on their team. Klay Thompson had an impact, but he didn't have a Steph Curry impact. He didn't have a Kevin Durant impact. He didn't even have a Draymond Green impact.
Klay as an individual player is better than Earl Monroe.
Okay,
yes or no?
Okay. Devin
yes
Booker
no?
as an individual player is better than Klay Thompson.
Okay.
That is not even close.
So I wanna go back to your argument in saying that if Klay was a number one on his team, he would be a lottery team. Yes?
Yes. Every year.
Devin Booker, prior to getting DeAndre Ayton and Chris Paul, where was he?
He was a lottery team.
Okay. I just want to point it out. For the first however many, I don't even know how many years he was in, 6 years before he got Ayton and Chris Paul?
Yes.
I don't remember when he was drafted. But
He's
for those
2015.
first 6 years, he was a lottery team.
Yep. I have 2 questions for you. 2 questions. And you can answer them in either fashion, either way.
Okay.
First question.
Okay.
Was Devin Booker in his prime? Second question. Who was the best player on that team when they went to the finals? Answer them in either way, whatever fashion.
We're talking the 6 years he was Lotto, right? Was he in his prime?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
What was the second question?
Who was the best player on that Suns team that went to the finals? And then I got one more, actually.
Booker.
Okay. On any team that Klay Thompson has played on in which they went to a championship and or lost the championship,
okay,
was he a top 2 player?
One more time.
On any team the Warriors went to and or lost a NBA championship, was he the second best? Was he a top 2 player?
Yes.
When?
2016, when they lost to Cleveland. Second best. Yes or no?
No.
Who do you have above him?
Draymond Green won Defensive Player of the Year that year. I'm taking Draymond over him.
Okay. 2015 was the year of Iggy, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then 2017, 2018, 2019 was KD.
Yes.
2022, who are you taking?
Jordan Poole, Andrew Wiggins, Draymond.
Okay. I can't argue with that.
I mean, because listen, I'm not like Klay Thompson was a good player. People just give him way too much credit for the White Warriors dynasty, and then people want to throw him in the conversation as best backcourt in the NBA history largely because of Steph Curry.
But when they were both in their prime, they were the best backcourt in the league. Yes or no?
They were the best team in the league. Don't know if they're the best backcourt.
In 2016, were they not the best backcourt in the league?
Try to think of the other backcourts. By default, yes.
By default, okay. By default. That's what we're going with. I'll give you that. That's what we're going with. By default. All right.
By default.
Okay.
By default,
I'll make sure. Okay.